Have you ever wondered if Princess Cruises is truly family friendly? Well, join us as we sail from Southampton to France and Spain in the UK Easter holidays. This is the pool deck, where you'll find 2 swimming pools separated by some seating in the middle. There's plenty of hot tubs, and we never found them to be crowded, and quite often would be able to access them all to ourselves. There's a bar at either end and also the outdoor grill. What we loved is that you could use your medallion connected to your app to order a drink anywhere you are in the ship, including on your sun loungers. And in addition to that, wherever you are outside on the areas, they would come round with drinks trolleys. So you could also order glasses of wine, bottles of beer or soft drinks right from your sun lounger that way. Even though there's no water slides or splash parks, the children loved the size of the pools, and that kept them entertained for the duration of the trip. The other great thing that they have on board the swimming area deck is the big screen, where you can watch TV programmes, concerts and movies. So grab yourself a warm fleecy blanket, wrap up on a comfy sun lounger, order a drink directly to where you're sitting, and then go and grab some popcorn. This is included in your cruise fare, as is the soft swirl ice cream in vanilla, chocolate or a combination of the two, and all topped off with Hershey's chocolate sauce. This was available whenever the pool area was open, but the popcorn only came out for the movies under the stars. You can also find table tennis here and the skywalk, so if you're brave enough, you can walk straight across and look down into the ocean. On the top deck, you'll find the mini golf. This is a putting green right at the top of the ship, which gives excellent views. You can help yourself to putters and balls. And there's about 7 holes that you can practice on the top of the ship. It's not the most exciting mini golf, but it will keep the kids entertained for a little while, whilst you can enjoy the beautiful views, especially on a port day. Also on the top deck, you'll find the centre court. Here you can play football, basketball, pickleball, tennis. And don't worry if you haven't bought all your own equipment, there's plenty available. All you need to do is find these benches, lift them up, and you'll find all the equipment that you need inside. So as you can see, plenty to choose from, and you can keep the children entertained for a little while. There are organised activities in Centre Court as well, should you wish to join in, or you can use it when it's available and just help yourself to the equipment. We had the Princess Premier package, which meant all our drinks were included, but if you don't, here's the selection of free drinks that you can help yourself to. Teas, coffees, and also water from the filtered machine. Now this is available from the buffet 24/7 whenever you want it. And you can also get juices at breakfast time. You can use the machine to fill up your water bottle, but make sure you put the water into a cup first and then tip that into your own drinking bottle. This is for hygiene reasons. The buffet is the only place that you can find access to these free of charge on the ship. Here's a selection from the children's buffet. The food on board was very, very good. This is just the children's buffet. And it's nice that they do cater separately for the children if you've got those fussy eaters. Here's a sneak peek at the kids club. This was aged 5 to 7. Register on the first day. If, like us, you want your children in the same group, ask on the second day onwards. On the first day, they will be far too busy to seek to accommodate, and they try and work out how many people are in each of the different age groups. But from the second day onwards, we were able to put them in the same group, as there's only a year between them. There was lots of activities to do, So even though it's not one of those ships that's got wave machines and rock climbing and water slides, there was plenty of activity laid on to compensate for that. And that's whether you were part of the kids club or just outside of the kids club and you wanted something fun to do as a family. Here's a sample of all of the daily activities. There was an activity sheet left in the room for children on each day, as well as the adult activity sheet. We found there to be children's discos, story times, arts and crafts, plenty to keep them entertained on every day of the cruise. Now, if your children are like ours and really enjoy going into Kids Club for part of their cruise, then why not book yourself into the sanctuary? We visited on the first day of onboarding and booked in for one of the sea days. This gives you access to a nice quiet area, comfy sun loungers, and you get afternoon tea or morning snack or lunch, and you also get drinks brought to your sun lounger. Obviously, if you're not on a package, you have to pay extra for those, but if you are, then that's all included. As well as the nice, quiet, serene surroundings, there is a large hot tub. And even though there's only one hot tub in the area, we didn't find this crowded, and quite often we're able to use this, just the two of us, which was really nice. To access this, you go past the adults only pool at the front of the ship. And if you do have a sanctuary suite, then this is included for the duration. A real wow factor of Sky Princess is the absolutely stunning piazza, spread over 3 floors. This is really the place to be and the central hub of the ship. On deck 5, you'll find the International Cafe. That's a great spot for picking up a light bite or a late breakfast or just a snack on your way out for an excursion. You'll also find Bellini's Bar, the gelato and vines. Deck 6, you'll find some shops, art gallery, the photo area and the bar Good Spirits at Sea. And then on deck 7, on one side you've got the Catch and on the other side Alfredo's. And further along the corridor there you've got the Crown Grill. So really most things are centred around the piazza or on venues just off of the piazza. There's plenty of opportunities for great photos. It really is a stunning area. You'll also find a lot of activities for families that are held on level 5 in the piazza itself. We find the Princess Premier package to be excellent value, as we like to try all the specialty restaurants and we do like to enjoy our holiday with a couple of cocktails or 2. So for us, having this package means that we could try all of the different venues on board, and we found each of them to be really, really good. A couple of nights we didn't have reservations because everything was fully booked. However, I checked on the app at about 7 and 7:30 and reservations suddenly became available. So if you do have the package, it's always worth bearing in mind that you'll probably get a reservation last minute. And you don't need to panic if you haven't been able to book in all of the restaurants that you wanted to before you actually get on the cruise. piazza was the centre of many of the onboard activities, including the champagne fountain, which was done on the first gala evening of our cruise and was definitely a highlight for all of us.
With your 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Sky Princess and welcome to your holiday.
There was even a photo opportunity with the captain afterwards. In fact, the ship is so beautiful, there's lots of photo opportunities. Now, Sky Princess does actually have an arcade, but it was hardly ever used, and I think that's because it was really hard to find. You have to walk through the first set of double doors on take 5 and straight out the other end of the bar. Now, it looks like all that's there is going to be the theatre, but if you keep going, you'll actually notice just over to the left here, there's a door. Now, that door takes you into the very small but still perfectly entertaining arcade area. There's a number of ride-on machines, the usual claw grab machines, and a couple of other machines in there that will keep the children entertained for a little while. All the games operate using your medallion and get charged straight to your room, and they weren't actually too expensive for an onboard arcade. Although one thing that is really useful to know is that if your child is under 12, they won't be allowed to use their medallion to pay for these machines. It will actually block them from using them, which is really handy if you're planning on letting your children loose on their own at all. I've not done a proper cabin tour. There's plenty of those available on YouTube, but I wanted to show you a quick hack that I have. I basically pack all of the boys' clothes on hangers and simply get them straight out the case and hang them straight up. This saves so much time unpacking. And then once everything is unpacked, all of the dirty clothes go straight into an empty suitcase. So I'm basically packing all my dirty laundry as I go and keeping it nice and out of the way in the cabin. One thing I do struggle with finding online is how a room looks for 4 people. This is an inside cabin. We tend to always choose an inside cabin so we have more money to spend once we're on board. This is it during the day with the top bunks packed away. You can see it is snug. And when it's out, the main thing you need to watch out for is the ladders. Inevitably, somebody will kick one of the ladders at some point during the cruise. But other than that, it's really comfy, really snug, and perfectly fine for 4 people, especially whilst the children are that little bit younger. Now let's take a look at some of those kids' activities. Family dance party. Story time, followed by arts and crafts.
Like story time, don't you, Stanley? Yes. Yes. Is this your favourite book? It's Where's My Teddy? It's your favourite book, right? This is Stanley's favourite book, alright? Should we read it all together? Yeah? Alright. Stanley, you know this one off by heart.
And the family silent disco. Good Spirits at Sea do cocktail demonstrations, and whilst obviously that's not aimed at children, they let my eldest son join in by seeing what he could do shaking the cocktail shaker. They then made him a non-alcoholic cocktail so he could join in with the adults sitting at the bar. This was a really nice touch and shows that Princess really is family orientated at heart. We also did a wine tasting event, and whilst our children were happy in Kids Club, some of the children were sat in the corner doing some colouring. Whilst on the cruise, we did a few excursions. In La Coruna, we hired a tuk-tuk for 4 people. We did this in advance, but you can just as easily book on the day as they are waiting right outside the cruise terminal for you.
Up the other side, each
La Coruna is definitely somewhere that you don't need an excursion. Get right off the ship and you can walk around the old town. We found a lovely restaurant that offered the most amazing seafood, and this was just one of many that you could choose from in the town. In La Verdon, we decided to go on a wine tasting trip, which is an unusual choice with children, I know, but they did offer chocolate tasting for the children, and they learned all about the vines. Plus, there was a Volkswagen van that was taking us around, and that was great fun. We also did a private tour of the D-Day landings, where the children learned an awful lot about their own history. Our guide, William, was super knowledgeable, and I'd highly recommend, as he was able to take us to quieter spots where coaches simply cannot reach. And we had a great time exploring and learning a huge amount of history about the area on this full-day trip. I definitely look at excursions you can do yourself rather than the cruise. So overall, what did we think of Princess Cruises? Well, as you can see, it's definitely a thumbs up from us. We loved our cruise, and we especially loved Sky Princess. We'll definitely be cruising with Princess again.